Have you ever felt misunderstood, even when you thought you were being clear? Expressing yourself clearly is a vital skill in both personal and professional life. When your message is understood as you intend, it builds trust, reduces confusion, and helps you connect with others. In this video, we'll explore practical steps to help you express your thoughts and feelings with confidence and clarity. Let's start by understanding why clarity is so important and how it can transform your relationships and daily interactions. Before you speak, take a moment to clarify your own thoughts. What is the main point you want to get across? When you know exactly what you want to say, it becomes much easier to communicate it to others. Try jotting down your key ideas or practicing your message in your mind. This preparation helps you avoid rambling and keeps your communication focused. Remember, clarity starts with you, so take the time to organize your thoughts before sharing them. One of the easiest ways to express yourself clearly is to use simple, straightforward language. Avoid jargon, complicated words, or long-winded explanations. Instead, choose words that are familiar and direct. This doesn't mean dumbing down your message, but rather making it accessible to everyone. When your language is simple, your ideas are easier to understand and remember. Practice replacing complex phrases with simpler alternatives to enhance clarity. Less is often more when it comes to communication. Being concise means sharing your message in as few words as necessary, without losing meaning. This helps your listener stay focused and reduces the chance of confusion. Try to eliminate filler words and unnecessary details. If you can say something in one sentence instead of 3, do it. Conciseness shows respect for your listener's time and attention. A well-organized message is much easier to follow. Structure your communication with a clear beginning, middle, and end. Start by stating your main point, provide supporting details, and finish with a summary or call to action. This logical flow helps your listener understand and remember your message. You can also use signposts like first, next, and finally to guide your audience through your ideas. Examples make your message more relatable and easier to understand. When you illustrate your point with a real-life situation or a simple analogy, your listener can connect your ideas to their own experiences. This not only clarifies your message, but also makes it more memorable. Whenever possible, support your statements with relevant examples to bring your words to life. After sharing your message, it's important to make sure your listener has understood you. You can do this by asking questions like, "Does that make sense?" Or, "Would you like me to clarify anything?" This invites feedback and gives you a chance to clear up any confusion right away. Remember, communication is a two-way street, and checking for understanding is a key part of expressing yourself clearly. Clear expression isn't just about talking, it's also about listening. When you listen actively, you show respect for the other person's perspective and can respond more thoughtfully. This means paying attention, not interrupting, and reflecting back what you've heard. Active listening helps you understand the needs and concerns of your audience, which in turn makes your own communication more effective. The way you say something can be just as important as what you say. Your tone of voice, facial expressions, and body language all contribute to how your message is received. Make sure your tone matches your words. If you're giving positive feedback, sound encouraging. If you're sharing concerns, be gentle. Being mindful of your tone helps prevent misunderstandings and ensures your message is received as intended. Nonverbal cues like gestures, posture, and eye contact play a huge role in how your message is interpreted. Sometimes, what you don't say speaks louder than words. Make sure your nonverbal signals support your message. For example, maintaining eye contact shows confidence, while open gestures indicate honesty. Being aware of your body language can make your communication much more effective. Different situations and audiences require different communication styles. Consider who you're speaking to and adjust your language, tone, and examples accordingly. For instance, you might use more technical terms with colleagues, but simpler language with friends or family. Adapting to your audience shows respect and increases the chances that your message will be understood. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. When you communicate with empathy, you consider the emotions and perspectives of your listener. This helps you choose your words more carefully and respond in a way that is supportive and understanding. Practicing empathy not only improves clarity, but also strengthens your relationships. Assuming that your listener knows what you mean can lead to misunderstandings. Instead, be explicit and clear about your intentions and expectations. If you're not sure whether something is obvious, it's better to explain it. Avoiding assumptions ensures that everyone is on the same page and reduces the risk of confusion. Open-ended questions encourage deeper conversation and help clarify understanding. Instead of asking questions that can be answered with a simple yes or no, try asking, "What do you think?" Or, "How do you feel about this?" This invites your listener to share more information and gives you a better sense of their perspective. Sometimes, a picture really is worth 1,000 words. Visual aids like diagrams, charts, or even simple drawings can help clarify complex ideas. If you're explaining something complicated, consider using visuals to support your message. This makes your communication more engaging and easier to understand. People can usually tell when you're not being genuine. Honesty and authenticity build trust and make your message more powerful. Speak from the heart and be true to yourself. If you don't know something, admit it. If you make a mistake, own up to it. Authentic communication is always clearer and more effective. Strong emotions can sometimes cloud your message. If you're feeling angry, upset, or overly excited, take a moment to calm down before you speak. This helps you express yourself more clearly and prevents misunderstandings. Managing your emotions also shows maturity and self-control, which can make your communication more effective. Clear communication sometimes takes time, especially when discussing complex or sensitive topics. Be patient with yourself and your listener. Allow time for questions, clarifications, and thoughtful responses. Patience shows respect and helps create a more open and productive conversation. Like any skill, clear self-expression improves with practice. Look for opportunities to communicate in different settings, at work, with friends, or even in writing. The more you practice, the more confident and effective you'll become. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Each one is a chance to learn and grow. Feedback from others is invaluable for improving your communication skills. Ask trusted friends, colleagues, or mentors for honest feedback about how you express yourself. Listen to their suggestions and look for patterns in their responses. Constructive feedback helps you identify areas for improvement and track your progress over time. After important conversations, take a moment to reflect. What went well? What could you have expressed more clearly? Reflection helps you learn from your experiences and make adjustments for next time. Over time, this habit will make you a more effective communicator. Disagreements are a natural part of communication. When they arise, stay calm and respectful. Focus on understanding the other person's point of view and expressing your own clearly. Avoid blaming or attacking language, and look for common ground. Handling disagreements well can actually strengthen relationships and improve your communication skills. If you sense confusion or misunderstanding, don't hesitate to clarify your message. Rephrase your point, give additional examples, or ask if your listener needs more information. Clarifying ensures that your message is received as you intended and helps prevent miscommunication. Positive language can make your message more appealing and easier to accept. Focus on what can be done, rather than what can't. For example, instead of saying, "I can't meet today," try, "I'm available tomorrow." Positive language encourages cooperation and keeps the conversation constructive. Encourage your listener to ask questions if something isn't clear. Being open to questions shows that you value their understanding and are willing to help. It also gives you a chance to clarify any points that may have been misunderstood. Pausing during your speech gives your listener time to process information and shows that you are thoughtful. Don't rush through your message. Strategic pauses can emphasize important points and make your communication more impactful. While it's important to be clear, over-explaining can make your message confusing or even patronizing. Trust your listener's ability to understand and only provide extra details when necessary. This keeps your communication efficient and respectful. When expressing your feelings or opinions, use I statements instead of you statements. For example, say, "I feel concerned," rather than "you make me worried." This approach is less likely to make others defensive and helps keep the conversation positive and focused on your perspective. At the end of your message, briefly summarize the main points. This helps reinforce your message and ensures that your listener remembers the most important information. Summarizing also gives your audience a chance to ask questions or clarify anything they missed. Cultural differences can affect how messages are received. Be aware of cultural norms and values when communicating, especially in diverse settings. Avoid slang or references that may not be understood by everyone. Being culturally sensitive helps you connect with a wider audience and prevents misunderstandings. Humor can make your message more engaging, but it's important to use it appropriately. Make sure your jokes are suitable for the situation and audience. Avoid humor that could be misunderstood or offensive. When used wisely, humor can lighten the mood and make your communication more memorable. It's easy to get sidetracked during a conversation. Stay focused on your main message and avoid going off on tangents. If the conversation drifts, gently steer it back to the topic. Staying focused helps ensure your message is clear and your listener stays engaged. Clear communication is a two-way process. Be open to new ideas and perspectives, even if they differ from your own. This openness encourages honest dialogue and helps you learn from others. Being open-minded also makes it easier to find common ground and resolve disagreements. Technology can help you communicate more clearly, but it can also create barriers. Use tools like email, messaging apps, or video calls to support your message, but be mindful of their limitations. For important or sensitive topics, face-to-face or voice communication is often best. Choose the right medium for your message. Timing can greatly affect how your message is received. Choose the right moment to communicate, especially for important or sensitive topics. Avoid bringing up serious issues when your listener is distracted or stressed. Good timing increases the chances that your message will be heard and understood. Some topics are sensitive and require privacy. Make sure you choose an appropriate setting for personal or confidential conversations. Respecting privacy builds trust and makes it easier for both parties to express themselves honestly. If you realize you've made a mistake in your communication, acknowledge it openly. Correcting yourself shows humility and a commitment to clarity. It also encourages others to be honest and open in return. Consistency in your words and actions builds credibility. Make sure your message aligns with your behavior. If you say one thing but do another, your communication becomes unclear and trust is lost. Consistency helps reinforce your message and strengthens your relationships. When discussing problems, focus on solutions rather than dwelling on the negatives. This approach keeps the conversation productive and forward-looking. Being solution-oriented also shows that you are proactive and committed to making things better. In group settings, encourage everyone to participate. This creates a more inclusive environment and ensures that all voices are heard. Ask for input, invite questions, and make space for quieter members to share their thoughts. Inclusive communication leads to better understanding and stronger teamwork. Repeating key points can help reinforce your message and make it more memorable. Don't be afraid to restate important ideas, especially if they are central to your message. Repetition is a powerful tool for ensuring clarity and retention. A positive attitude can make your communication more effective and enjoyable. Focus on what's working, express appreciation, and encourage others. Positivity is contagious and helps create a supportive environment for clear self-expression. Clear self-expression is a lifelong journey. Keep learning, practicing, and seeking new ways to improve. Stay curious about communication techniques and be open to feedback. Every conversation is an opportunity to grow and become a better communicator. Let's quickly recap the key steps to expressing yourself clearly. Know your message, use simple and concise language, organize your ideas, check for understanding, and adapt to your audience. Practice empathy, be honest, and keep improving. With these strategies, you'll find it much easier to communicate your thoughts and feelings with clarity and confidence. Now that you have a toolkit for clear self-expression, it's time to put these tips into practice. Start with small steps, focus on 1 or 2 strategies at a time, and gradually build your skills. Remember, every conversation is a chance to improve. With patience and persistence, you'll soon find yourself expressing your thoughts and feelings with ease and confidence.